I should have known something was off when Madison walked into the house at 3 a.m., her heels clacking against the hardwood floor like a countdown to my patience. She reeked of tequila and someone else's cologne. I sat in the dimly lit living room, gripping a half-empty glass of whiskey, my jaw clenched so tight it hurt. She didn't see me at first. Stumbling through the doorway, she giggled as she kicked off her heels, completely oblivious to the fact that I was sitting right there, watching her every move. Had a good night? My voice was ice. Madison jumped, eyes widening for a fraction of a second before she plastered on that fake, innocent smile she always used when she was caught red-handed. Babe, you scared me. Yeah, such a long night. You know how Ashley gets when she drinks. We were just hanging out, nothing crazy. Lies. I let the silence stretch, my eyes scanning her disheveled hair, the smudged lipstick, the way she swayed slightly on her feet. Nothing crazy? Then why is your dress inside out? Her smile faltered. Wah. Oh my God. Babe, you're being dramatic. It must have gotten messed up in the Uber. Seriously, don't be paranoid. I stood up, my pulse hammering. Uber, huh? That's funny, because I checked the security cameras. You didn't come home in an Uber, Madison. You got dropped off in a black BMW. You know, the same one your friend Ryan drives. Her face drained of color. Are you seriously tracking me? She snapped, suddenly defensive. That's insane. I was just hanging out with friends. I told you. Cut the crap, Madison. My voice thundered through the room. You were with him, weren't you? You got drunk with Ryan and did God knows what. Tell me I'm wrong. Her lips parted, but no words came out. That tiny pause, that fraction of hesitation, I didn't need her to say it. I already knew. My stomach twisted. The woman I married, the woman I trusted, had betrayed me. And the worst part? She wasn't even sorry. You're being insane, she spat, her voice dripping with venom. So what if I had a few drinks? So what if I had fun for once instead of sitting at home dealing with your constant suspicion? Maybe if you weren't so obsessed with controlling me, I wouldn't have to go looking for attention elsewhere. There it was. The truth wrapped in a pathetic excuse. I exhaled slowly, staring at her like she was a stranger. You really don't give a damn, do you? She rolled her eyes. Oh, please, Noah. Don't act like some tragic victim. You're not exactly perfect either. Madison, I've been loyal to you since the day we met. I shot back. Can you say the same? She looked away, jaw tight. That was my answer. A sharp, bitter laugh escaped my throat. Wow. Just wow. You don't even have the decency to fake remorse, huh? You're making this into a bigger deal than it is, she said, crossing her arms. It was just one night. It didn't mean anything. Just one night. Didn't mean anything. The words sliced through me like a blade. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. Let me tell you something, Madison. You just made the biggest mistake of your life. And you don't even see it yet. She scoffed, tossing her hair over her shoulder. Oh, give me a break. What are you going to do? Cry about it. I clenched my fists, my mind already racing. No, I wasn't going to cry. I was going to make sure she regretted this for the rest of her life. I didn't sleep that night. While Madison passed out in bed, still wearing that damn inside-out dress, I sat in the living room, my mind spinning. The betrayal burned, but I refused to let it consume me. No, I had to think. Had to be smart. I grabbed my phone and scrolled through old messages, searching for every detail I had overlooked. The late nights, the sudden phone calls she wouldn't take in front of me, the texts she'd quickly swipe away when I walked into the room. It had been there all along, the signs, like a puzzle I had been too blind to put together. But now I saw it clearly. Her job was flexible, mine wasn't. I had been working my asterisk off to make sure we had a good life, while she had all the time in the world to sneak around. And Ryan, he wasn't just some casual friend. He was loaded. Investment banking or some sh*t. I should have noticed when she started dressing differently. More expensive clothes, designer bags. Stuff I never bought her. She wasn't just cheating. She was upgrading. A cold wave of realization settled over me. Madison wasn't the type to be reckless. If she got drunk with Ryan and let things happen, it wasn't some one-time mistake. It was because she thought he could offer her something better. I clenched my jaw. She thought she could play me. I wasn't just going to sit here and take it. By morning, she stumbled into the kitchen, rubbing her temples, probably nursing the world's worst hangover. I sat at the counter, sipping my coffee, watching her like she was a stranger. She barely acknowledged me, just walked to the fridge, grabbed a bottle of water, and sighed dramatically. God, my head is killing me, she muttered. Do we have Advil? I took another sip. You should ask Ryan. Maybe he has some in that fancy BMW of his. She froze. Then, slowly, she turned to me, her expression shifting from hungover annoyance to irritation. Are you seriously still on that? I leaned forward. Still on that. You think I'm just gonna forget the fact that you came home in his car at 3 a.m., drunk, with your dress on inside out? She rolled her eyes. Jesus, Noah. How many times do I have to say it? Nothing happened. I let out a sharp laugh. You really expect me to believe that? She groaned, rubbing her temples. I don't have the energy for this. Good, I said, standing up. Because I'm done wasting my energy on you. Her head snapped up. What's that supposed to mean? I grabbed my phone and tapped the screen, pulling up a message I had drafted at 4 a.m. It means I just texted your boss. Told him you won't be showing up anymore. Her face paled. What the F*** are you talking about? I shrugged. You know, it's funny. You love to act like I'm controlling, but you were more than happy when I pulled strings to get you that job. And now? I smiled. Now I pulled them again. You're lying, she snapped. You can't just. I turned my phone toward her, showing the confirmation email. Guess who has zero income now? She lunged for the phone, but I pulled it away. You absolute F*** ing psycho, she shrieked. I tilted my head. Says the woman who thought she could play house with me while lining up a richer option on the side? Her breathing was ragged, her fists clenched. You had no right. And you had no right to spit on our marriage, I shot back. But here we are. She glared at me, her eyes wild. You think this is gonna hurt me? You think I won't find another job? I smirked. Of course you will. But not one that pays as well. Not one that lets you live like a queen while barely lifting a finger. And not one that comes with my credit cards. Her nostrils flared. Pack your *T, Madison, I said, my voice calm. You're done here. She let out a sharp laugh, shaking her head. Oh, you are so F*** ing delusional if you think I'm just gonna walk out of here with nothing. Yeah. I arched a brow. You want to test me? She hesitated. Just for a second. But I saw it. The doubt, the fear creeping in. Good. Because I wasn't done yet. Madison's hesitation was brief, but it was enough to tell me that, for the first time, she realized she was losing control. She had spent so long manipulating me, lying to my face, playing the innocent wife while sneaking around with Ryan. But now, the tables had turned. And I wasn't about to let up. She crossed her arms, lifting her chin. You think you can just kick me out? You're not the only one who lives here, Noah. I let out a slow breath, shaking my head. Wrong again, sweetheart. My name is the only one on the lease. You moved in with me, remember? Which means, legally, this place is mine. Her face twisted in frustration. You wouldn't do that to me. You sure about that? I leaned forward, keeping my voice steady. Because I just emailed our landlord and told him you're vacating the apartment by the end of the week. Your name was never on the contract, so it won't be an issue. And before you even think about dragging this into a legal fight, good luck. I've already locked you out of the bank accounts you've been happily spending from. Her eyes went wide. *ing a holy. I shrugged. Took me long enough to start acting like one, huh? She was breathing hard now, fists clenched. I could practically see the gears in her head turning, trying to figure out her next move. But I had already thought 10 steps ahead. You won't get away with this, she hissed. I smirked. I already have. Madison's phone buzzed on the counter. She snatched it up, her face lighting up with relief, until she saw the screen. I saw it too. Ryan, we need to talk. Call me when you're alone. Her grip tightened around the phone, and when she looked at me, there was something close to panic in her eyes. I chuckled, shaking my head. Wow, not even 24 hours after getting caught, and he's already trying to cut you loose. Shut up, she snapped. But I wasn't wrong. Ryan wasn't stupid. He had money, status. He wasn't about to let a messy, exposed affair ruin his reputation. Madison had thrown everything away for a man who was already looking for the exit. Go ahead, I said, nodding at the phone. Call him. See what he has to say. But let me guess, he's going to tell you it was fun while it lasted, but he's not interested in the drama. Am I right? She glared at me, jaw tight. I smirked. Should have thought this through, Maddie. You had a good thing here. A loyal husband, a comfortable life. And you threw it all away for what? A guy who can't even send a proper text before dumping you. Her phone buzzed again. This time, she didn't even look. I took a step back, letting out a slow, satisfied breath. You played yourself. Madison's breathing was shaky now. I could see it, the reality sinking in. She had lost everything. You, she started, but I cut her off. Save it, I said. I don't need any more of your lies. You've got until the end of the week to get your sh*t and go. And trust me, Madison, every second you're still here, you're just embarrassing yourself more. Her face twisted in rage, but she had nothing left to throw at me. She had already lost the only thing she had left, control. Madison stood there, breathing heavily, her face twisted in anger, humiliation, and, just maybe, a hint of regret. But I wasn't falling for it. Not this time. Her pride was the only thing keeping her from breaking down in front of me. She wanted to scream, to throw something, to manipulate her way out of this like she always did. But I had taken away all her leverage. She was standing on the ashes of everything she thought she could control, and she knew it. You're seriously going to throw away our marriage over one mistake? She finally spat, her voice laced with venom. I laughed, shaking my head. One mistake? Don't insult my intelligence, Madison. You don't accidentally sneak around with another man for months. You don't accidentally lie to my face every damn day. And you sure as hell don't accidentally walk into our home smelling like another man. Her eyes darted to the side, searching for something, some excuse, some way out, but there was none. She had backed herself into a corner. So what? That's it, she asked, folding her arms. You're just giving up on us? You gave up on us the second you climbed into his car, I said coldly. She clenched her jaw, her hands balling into fists at her sides. Fine, she snapped. You want me gone? I'll go. But don't expect me to just roll over and let you humiliate me like this. Madison, you did that all on your own, I said, crossing my arms. But by all means, keep digging the hole deeper. Maybe Ryan will let you crash on his couch, if his wife doesn't kill him first. Her face twisted in shock. You? Oh yeah. I cut in, nodding. Did you really think I wouldn't do my homework? Your little fling isn't as single as he made you believe. And his wife? She's getting a little message from me later today. Enjoy explaining that one. She went pale. For the first time, real panic flashed in her eyes. She opened her mouth to say something, but no words came out. She knew what this meant. Ryan had more to lose than she did. And the moment his wife found out, Madison would become nothing more than a liability to him. I grabbed my coffee and took a slow sip, savoring the silence as she stood there, frozen. You should probably start packing, I said casually, before things get worse for you. Her nostrils flared, her hands shaking as she turned on her heel and stormed down the hall. A second later, the bedroom door slammed shut. I exhaled, running a hand through my hair. I should have been furious. I should have been heartbroken. And yeah, part of me was. But mostly, I felt free. No more lies. No more second-guessing. No more wasting my time on a woman who never deserved me in the first place. And as I stared at the empty living room, the same one where I had spent years believing in a future that never existed, I made a silent promise to myself. She would regret this, and I wouldn't lose a second of sleep over it. The next few days were a war zone. Madison stormed around the apartment like a caged animal, slamming doors, muttering curses under her breath, throwing little tantrums when she thought I wasn't paying attention. But I didn't react. I refused to give her the satisfaction. She was waiting for me to crack, to yell, to fight, to beg her to stay. But that wasn't going to happen. I went about my business as if she were already gone. I worked late, came home, ignored her completely. And the more indifferent I acted, the more desperate she became. One night, I caught her sitting on the couch, scrolling through her phone with a deep frown on her face. She hadn't packed a single thing yet. Instead, she had been calling people, probably trying to find someone who'd take her in. Ryan not answering? I asked casually, grabbing a beer from the fridge. Her head snapped up, eyes flashing with anger. Go to hell, Noah. I smirked. Sounds like he's already left you there. She clenched her jaw, gripping her phone tighter. You really think this is funny? I took a sip of my beer. Oh, I think it's hilarious. She shot up from the couch, pacing in frustration. You're such a ****ing child. You're really gonna throw me out like I'm nothing? After everything we've been through? I let out a slow breath, shaking my head. Madison, stop pretending like you give a ***t about this marriage. You made your choice. and now you get to live with it. Her face twisted with something close to desperation. I made a mistake. I raised an eyebrow. No, you got caught. Silence. She swallowed hard, her fingers twitching by her side. You know, if you weren't so damn boring, maybe I wouldn't have needed to find excitement somewhere else. I laughed, shaking my head. Ah, there it is. The real you. Her lip curled. You think you're some kind of saint? You think you're better than me? Newsflash, Noah. You were never enough for me. I exhaled, setting my beer down on the counter. Good. Then leaving should be easy for you. She flinched. Just for a second. And that's when I knew. I had finally broken through. The power she thought she had over me? Gone. Her face darkened. You're gonna regret this. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. No, Madison. You are. She stormed off, slamming the bedroom door so hard the walls shook. I just smirked, grabbed my beer, and went back to watching the game. She had no idea that her downfall was just getting started. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of Madison rummaging through the closet, throwing clothes into a suitcase with way more force than necessary. Finally, I leaned against the doorway, watching her in silence. She knew I was there, but she didn't look at me. Her jaw was clenched, her movements sharp, angry. I could feel the resentment radiating off her. Good. She yanked a dress off a hanger and stuffed it into the suitcase. Hope you're happy, she muttered. You're ruining my life. I let out a dry laugh. You did that all on your own, sweetheart. She spun around, eyes blazing. Oh, off, Noah. You're so smug. Acting like this makes you the bigger person. But you're just bitter. Bitter and pathetic. I crossed my arms. Yeah? Then why are you the one leaving with nothing? She flinched. It was subtle, but I caught it. I stepped closer. What's the matter, Maddie? Thought you'd have a nice, cushy landing after screwing me over? Thought Ryan would be waiting with open arms, ready to pick up the pieces? Her fingers tightened around the suitcase handle. I chuckled. Yeah, that's what I thought. She turned away sharply, zipping up the suitcase with unnecessary aggression. You know what? Fine. F*** this. F*** you. I don't need this sh*t. I smirked. Funny. You sure needed my money, though. She whirled around, her face twisting with rage. You're so full of yourself. You think you're punishing me? You think I can't land on my feet without you? I shrugged. Guess we'll find out. She huffed, grabbing her suitcase and yanking it off the bed. I'll be out of here by tonight. And trust me, you'll miss me when I'm gone. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. Doubt it. She pushed past me, dragging the suitcase through the hallway. I followed her to the front door, watching as she struggled with the lock, her hands shaking from frustration. Need help? I asked, smirking. She shot me a glare that could kill. Go to hell. I chuckled. Already lived there. Thanks to you. She finally yanked the door open, dragging her suitcase out onto the porch. For a second, she hesitated, standing there, her back to me. Maybe waiting for me to stop her. Maybe waiting for me to say something. Anything. To make her feel like she still mattered. But I just stood there, silent. She turned her head slightly, as if expecting one last plea. One last moment of weakness from me. She got nothing. With an angry scoff, she stormed down the steps, disappearing down the driveway. And just like that, she was gone. I closed the door behind her, locking it. Then, for the first time in a long time, I took a deep breath. And it felt like freedom. The silence that followed was deafening. No more slamming doors, no more fake apologies, no more walking on eggshells around a woman who never truly gave a damn about me. Just peace. I stood there for a moment, staring at the closed door, letting the weight of it all sink in. The betrayal, the lies, the months, maybe years, of being played like a fool. And now? It was over. She was gone. I walked through the apartment, past the half-empty closet, the missing pair of heels by the front door, the faint scent of her perfume still lingering in the air. It should have hurt. It should have felt like a hole had been ripped through my life. But all I felt was relief. I grabbed my phone and scrolled through my messages. The one I sent to Ryan's wife was still there, unread. I had no doubt she'd see it soon. And when she did, Madison's little safety net would disappear just as quickly as she had. I sat down on the couch, exhaling slowly. She had thought she could get away with it. Thought she could cheat, lie, and still come out on top. Thought she could humiliate me and walk away unscathed. She was wrong. I smirked to myself, sipping the last of my coffee. She was out of my life, out of my home. And by the time she realized just how badly she had screwed herself over, I'd be too busy enjoying my freedom to even care. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't broken. I was free. And that was the best revenge of all.